I think sometimes we learn a lot from what we do in Asia, in Europe, or a lot from what we do in Europe, in the United States. The consumer now travels the world. So I think gone are the days where, people from New York always stay in New York and people from Hong Kong always stay in Hong Kong. People are global, they travel, social media is everywhere. So whatever we do in one market, it's visible everywhere. And I think that's the power of what we do as well. It moves so fast. Images and visuals are shared in an instant right now with Instagram and Facebook and Weibo and WeChat. So that's kind of the power about what we do today. The speed is astronomical today.
I would like you to talk about the experience once you're inside the store, because I think that's huge with you and with Coach.
I think most traditional companies really have stunning windows, but I think one of the things I'm really looking forward to keep developing is when you actually come into the windows, into the store, how do you actually then keep their experience alive, and also how do you connect what's in the window with what's in the store? Really we call it creative 360 for the consumer. So I make it up. If you see a message on Instagram, on .com, then you see it in the window, then you come into the store and you see the same message once again. So we do a lot of work around what the in-store looks like to make sure that the consumer gets engaged inside the space. And this doesn't mean changing things every day, but making sure that we're tailoring that. So as much as we have the same product, sometimes we show the product differently in every market depending on what that experience looks like.
Pop-up, I know pop-up's big with you guys, big with you. Yes. And talk about pop-up. And
I feel we're kind of moving away from just this idea that people just shop in a store. A lot of people are shopping online. A lot of people spend weekend in malls. And we've done great animations within malls, but also outside of malls with creating the experience with pop-ups. So pop-ups, are things that little stores that maybe go out for a week or 2 weeks. We negotiate with malls and we just get them out there. I know other brands do that as well, but we've been doing a lot of them at Coach, and it's pretty new for us, maybe 2 or 3 years. And it's something that I think is moving us to the next level. Also, from a fashion point of view, I think it's helping to resonate more locally with people, like for example in China or Japan, and other markets like that. So it's, for me, is the top of the pyramid, because we can definitely play with the pop-ups. They come from scratch, you can build them up and then they go. Versus in a store, you always have the structure to play with. So whatever you put in, it needs to work with the store, versus in a pop-up, you can start from zero.
When you have a concept, your concept comes from, I guess, New York, from here, and then it travels to, I think you have 2,000 shops. How many shops do you have?
So we have about 2,000 locations, retail only, excluding wholesale. It really depends on what the market needs and what the pop-up is, I think. Not all pop-ups are relevant for every market. Or I make it up, a pop-up that might work in New York might not work in Texas. So we have different concepts that we do. Some of them will travel, some of them will stay in one market, things like that.
So let's talk a little bit about Coach House.
Coach House.
Coach House on Fifth Avenue, and the journey of making this all happen, and how you were part of that and your team's part.
So it was a multi-year journey. A store like this doesn't come to life overnight, and of course there was a lot of people involved into this. And I think it was a moment where the brand has been on a high. It was more about what could be that top piece of the brand to really bring the experience to the next level. And of course, Coach does not only do bags anymore. We have ready-to-wear footwear, a lot of lifestyle categories. So we needed much more space. Also creating a men's world was new for us, a ready-to-wear shop, a footwear shop, and in some of the stores there's just no space to create that full experience. And I think Coach House just does just that. And there's a lot of bespoke pieces into here, like I don't know if you've seen when you enter the store, we have a conveyor belt, it's a bespoke window only for this store. We have the biggest Rex in the world at the entrance that welcomes you into the Coach House. And one of the things that we have here that we have in very select locations is the craftsmanship bar, which I believe is unique to us. And it's a place where I think consumers like to spend a lot of time with, whether with their loved ones, with their friends, or even just with colleagues shopping on lunch hour. You can make your own bag, you can customize your bag, and you definitely see a lot of co-creation, and you see the consumer really spending time with the craftsman here. And I think just to give that space for something that is not generating money and it's just about the experience for me made me feel good about the build outs.
Right.
Because I think that's for me what can bring the brand to the next level.